Welcome back to another video. I was just outside for most of the morning weeding the yard, the garden. I was trimmed up some of the annual flowers where the fairy garden was. I just felt like everything was kind of getting out of hand. I trimmed everything down, just made it all look nice. I deadheaded some of the flowers, and then it'll start to kind of grow and bloom again. It just needed a little bit of a reset. So I did that for most of the morning, and then I'm just dripping in sweat because it's like 30 degrees out right now. We're in a bit of a heat wave. Yesterday was 35. It was super hot, but it's still very hot out there. When you go outside, it just hits you like a brick wall. So I've been working out there for a little bit, then I'll come back in and cool off, drink some water, have a little snack. I just finished having a little cool off break. Caught up on my Love Island. I'm at Casa Amor episode for anyone that watches Love Island. I enjoy it. It's my thing every summer. I think for the past 3 years, that's when I discovered it. But I get very excited for Love Island and just watch it all throughout the summer. And it's one of my favorite shows. Something about it, watching it in summer, I don't know. I enjoy it. So yeah, just finished the Casa Amor episode, cooled off. I wanted to move some stuff from the backyard to the garage and tidy up a bit, but I think it might be too hot for that. It's been 30 for like the past few days, and it's gonna be 30 for like the next couple days. So it's a hot one. I'm still enjoying the sun's out and it's blue sky, and that's all I could ask for. As long as that is the thing, I am happy. Hope you enjoy this little garden update video. I'll try to give you a little tour of the garden too, because I don't think I've actually sat down and talked to a camera in a while. I've mostly just recorded me doing things, little bits of my day. So I figured I would sit down and talk and update everybody. I'll go through the garden with you. In the back corner, I have zucchini. I decided to put them in the back corner. My first year of living here, I accidentally put them up front. I didn't realize they'd become like big, huge bushes. So I've learned from my mistakes to stick it in the back because they're gonna be pretty huge. And then in front of them is the peppers because they tend to stay pretty straight. I don't have to worry about things kind of colliding in the garden. So I got the peppers, and I want the peppers in one of the sunnier areas of the garden that gets the most sun. Peppers love the warmth and sun. They're probably actually enjoying this weather right now because it's so humid. They just love the heat, lots of water, lots of sun. And then in front of the peppers, at the very front of the garden, is green and yellow beans. I've kind of mixed them up a bit. So I don't know which bush is which. I tried to keep them like yellow on one side, green on the other side, but then I kept just mixing them, and then I would keep adding because I did multiple batches of seedlings. So I don't know where the yellow and green beans are until they start kind of growing, I guess. They're all bush beans too. My first year I accidentally did bush beans. I've previously done only vine beans. Last year I tried to do the vine beans again. Didn't really go well. I had more like produce off the bush beans, so I'm trying the bush beans again this year, and they're already doing pretty well. I have little baby beans. In the mid-back section of the garden, I tried to grow sunflowers where the poles are. I was not successful at the sunflowers. I don't know what it was. Even like my seedlings in the greenhouse didn't want to grow. So I had some extra Roma tomatoes. I put those there. And in front of them are the first batch of the Roma tomatoes. They're a bit bigger. And then in front of them is spaghetti squash. I've never done spaghetti squash before. I'm gonna try to grow the spaghetti squash up the trellises to save on ground space, because right beside that is pumpkin, and the pumpkin vines take a lot of space up. So I figured I'd have one viney vegetable on the dirt surface, and then one I will grow up. So we'll see how that goes. My first year I also did pumpkin. I just didn't know how big everything was gonna get, so it was all just kind of a mess. And then I would try to trim the pumpkin back, and I would keep accidentally killing all my pumpkins. Like all 3 of my pumpkins I trimmed off the vine by accident or stepped on. So this year I've learned from my past mistakes. This is the biggest garden I've had the last 3 years I've lived here. I think this is my 3rd summer, my 3rd garden here. When I lived like back at my mom's, I only did like one veggie at a time. Like I did cucumbers or like vine beans. But this is like my first big garden. So my 3rd year, I think I'm finally actually starting to get the hang of it, starting to learn my veggies. And then I'm also starting to get into perennial flowers. Last year, you probably saw in my previous videos, I got cone flowers and the black-eyed Susans. So I'm still waiting for them to bloom. They are one of my favorite perennials. And then my neighbor also gave me a bunch of random surprise perennials last year. It was in the fall, I think, when it was still like warm fall. So I planted them all. I didn't really know what any of them were. So this year they started blooming and it was really cool. I have the little pink and white flowers as well as the straight pink flowers. I think they're called Dantheus. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So those finally bloomed and I was not expecting that at all, but they're very pretty. And even the other day, a few days ago, it actually attracted a butterfly. It was my first butterfly visit to the garden, so that was really exciting. And yeah, I love them. I'm gonna keep them there. I want the corner of my garden now to be all like perennials, so it can kind of grow out, and then the veggies can be on the other side. And then that's pretty much it for the yard. The apple trees growing. I might have to trim a few branches back just to allow light to my veggies and more of my flowers. And I don't want to be like hitting my head going underneath it, but I'm still figuring that all out. This is my 3rd year and I'm actually like really loving my yard. It's taken a long time and a long process to get my backyard exactly how I want it to be, and it's still getting there. It takes time and money, obviously. Like I want to get an umbrella back there so I can have a little bit of shade, so I can kind of cool off, do my thing in the garden, and come back under the shade. So eventually I'll get that, and then I want to get like string lights and pretty lights for the evening time. We also got a fireplace. I got it off the auction for a good deal, so we need to build, it's like a tabletop fireplace. It's a pretty decent size, but we just need to build like a stand for it, and eventually, hopefully by the end of the month or you know, sometime in July, we'll get it all exactly how we want it to be, and then for the rest of the summer we can just enjoy. But that's just my little work in progress. That's pretty much all update wise for the garden. The front yard is still like a huge work in process. I don't know if I'll still get it to where I want it to be this year. I'm still trying to grow grass in the dirt because the hydro company like ripped up all my grass last year, and they put sand down, so I couldn't really grow new grass. So I'm finally trying to get more dirt on there and grass, and yeah, that's a whole process I don't even want to get into right now. But I think I'm just gonna leave this video there. I filmed a little bit of me in the garden, so I hope you enjoyed that. It's really hard for me to try to film out there, one because it's hot and my phone overheats, and then two, I'm just in the moment. I'm zoned out. I'm in garden world and I'm just in my own little world enjoying my time, and I forget, oh, I want to film this, I want to show you the process, but also I'm just so in the moment enjoying that I forget. Thank you all for watching. That's all. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.